Hallo miteinander, I'm Gesh86 and this is the Let's Play for Funtacular. If you thought Dynamite Heady was a crazy game, you're in for a ride now, because this is Panorama Cotton, a 3D rail shooter for the Sega Mega Drive, released only in Japan. Why is that? Well, maybe we'll find out in this video. Maybe. Anyway, we are playing as the magical, sugar-addicted witch Cotton. That's always a destructive combination. We're also aided by the tiny fairy Silk, not visible right now. There she is. The objective of this game is to fend off all these mischievous monsters and survive until you beat the stage, and beat all 5 stages. Not in this competition though. But more on that later. Now this game is just very nice to look at, if you ask me. It's just got this fast and smooth movement, these nice pseudo 3D effects, just generally nice movement as seen by these living pillars, for example. And yeah, also very lush colors. It's just very impressive, if you ask me. But graphics don't make a game, we all know that. This game takes a while to get used to. It's not something you're good at if you've never played something alike. Anyway, right now we're fighting evil pink ponies. Wow, they're going ballistic on us. I guess nowadays friendship is missiles. What else can I tell you? Oh yeah, the story. Well, the story of this game is kind of negligible, if you ask me. I think it's something about burnt candies that turn people insane, I think. Let's not waste our concentration on that and instead wreak havoc on these magical devastation, you could say, on these enemies. Now that was a nice effect, if you ask me. I really like how she just whooshes and crashes into that waterfall. Very nice. Gives you a good sense of speed. She was lucky there weren't rocks behind there. I guess she knows this place. Now this enemy right here is very annoying. One of the worst enemies in the whole game. These turret frogs. Yes, get used to very weird enemies. That is just the tip of the iceberg. What you do against those is you don't really fight them, but weave around instead. Moving around a lot in this game is the key to survival. I've learned that much, even if I'm not that great at it. Now, there's one very special thing about this game, one very special mechanic. You have 3 different speeds at which you can go through the levels. Now, a lot of the contestants rush through the game with the high speeds, but I cannot really do that. That just gets me horribly killed very quickly. So instead I try to choose the speeds appropriately to the level design. I know the levels a little bit. This game is a lot about memorization, I have to be honest, but it's the good kind of memorization. There are a few flaws in the game, I would say. The thing that annoys me the most is to collect crystals. You not only have to stop shooting, but you also may not move very quickly. Otherwise you'll just shoot the crystals away, or they will just miss you. What is this about these crystals? More on that later. Right now we're coming up to the boss. The first of 3 bosses that can be fought on the lines of the competition. This guy, he'll pop up soon. There is a, I guess, flying egg, maybe drum, whatever. Bosses in this game are very crazy looking. But apart from that, this guy here is not very difficult. He barely ever attacks and doesn't take many shots to kill. His worst attack is when he sends out the orbiting eggs. He can also make rocks fall from the ceiling, which make everyone die. Well, not really. But yeah, very easy stage 1 boss, he's already done. After every stage it's... Exactly, Cotton! This is a little bit of a bonus round. You can collect teacups for extra points. Points are important in this game because at every 50,000 points you will get a little bit of your life back. You only have 5 lives to get through the game. Cannot gain any extra lives, only extra health at, as I've said, 50,000 points. Cotton really loves tea. That's why you collect it. Tea and sugar. Right now we hit the 100,000 mark, so we get a little blow kiss from Silk. Because lesbianism, I mean girl friendship, is life. On to stage 2. Now, this stage is a lot more tricky than stage 1. That is for sure. But yeah, it is a level that I struggle with. So, for the most time you're gonna see me go at very low speeds through this one. As I've said, I try to go as fast as I can, but I can't go very fast. Others have been a bit more successful in that. What else can we talk about? We should definitely talk about this game's magic system. You can pick up magic cards in this game. There are one of 3 colors. Either red, green or blue. You get these by collecting the crystals that I talked about before. Crystals are always orange and will give you experience if you pick them up, but with a few shots you can change their color. You can change them to the color that you want the spell to be. Now, I could talk about the different spells in detail, but let's talk about only a few of them. The spells that I really hate are the green spells. I think those are poor. Every spell has a primary and secondary function. The secondary function you use by holding down the shot button. You can see me use a bit of magic against the upcoming mini-boss. It is a goat head, with many goat heads flying like a snake-like body behind them. Yeah. No comment on that. Right now I use the Cardio magic, which is the primary function of the red spell. So I hate the green spell because it is a homing shot that never seems to hit anything, ever. Don't even collect it. Right there you see me use it. It's poor. It's just, it flat out sucks. My favorite spell is the blue spell, and especially its secondary function, which is a barrier. This barrier is very useful. What it does is not only does it protect you from one shot, but if you do get hit, it will trigger a smart bomb in form of a screw. You might have already seen this screw. Why is it a screw, you might ask? Well, it's supposed to tell your enemies that they're screwed, of course. What else did you think? Right now we're fighting monkeys on pillars, floating pillars at that. These throw out bananas, giant bananas, and those hurt you as well. Yeah. You might be wondering, why do bananas hurt you? You're forgetting that you're playing as a tiny anime girl. You know, this week we had another poll for this week. This game got chosen. There were a few other cryptic choices, but this one won by a landslide. You know, when you're a little boy, you like things like spaceships and fighter jets, but as you grow up, you will prefer tiny squeaky girls, anime girls at that. Yeah, that is just how things go. And this poll shows just that. So that is how we got to play Panorama Cotton. It's too bad I missed that sun. You can hit it as much as you want, and every hit gives you 1,000 points. Against these floating mines, you should try to stay up high, because that way you can avoid their streams. We're coming up to the boss, but before that, let me just say that playing careful kind of makes it impossible for me to make it to get all the progress points. There are only progress and style points this time, except for commentary, of course. But yeah, I cannot get all the progress points with the speed that I'm going at. Now, we're at the stage 2 boss, a very tough boss. This is a native African tribal guy with a volcano on his head, who also summons wizards with turbans. Wow! Take that, Punch-Out! Your stereotypes are child's play. This guy's worst attack are his palm strikes. Definitely. Those are very annoying and hard to dodge because they come in very suddenly. He can also turn invisible, which is very annoying as well. I just barely saved myself until here. You can still kind of guess where he has to be hit, even when he's invisible. He gave me a lot of trouble when I was still more inexperienced at this game, because his hitbox is only in the head and the upper body. Before I knew that, I just couldn't kill him. It was very bad. Once again, we're now collecting tea for maximum points. I wonder how this tea doesn't get spilled, especially with them going at such a high velocity. Well, I guess it's magical tea. Yeah, I can accept that. Magic is the answer for anything, especially in crazy games like this. Not getting a whole lot of points this time because I did poor on time. Was just going way too slow. Now, before you saw a little palace in the background, that is where we are now. Stage 3 is mostly interior. And the special thing about Stage 3 is that it has many forks. The levels before it also had kind of different routes you could go, indicated by blinking arrows. Not this one, you just go either left or right when pillars pop up in the middle. And that is how you navigate this stage. Some routes are harder than others, but all lead to the finish. Now this is my favorite mini-boss in the game. You cannot hit him with your shots, but you can hurt him with the ancient art of Janken. Sounds a lot fancier than rock, paper, scissors, doesn't it? Yeah. What you have to do is watch his hands, and when his orbs pop up, pick the choice that beats his. Simple as that. Very clever boss, if you ask me. He may pop up later if you don't kill him quick enough. Or maybe he just goes on. I don't know, I usually kill him very quickly. Speaking of quickly, at this point I knew that I was doing very, very poor on time. I really wanted to reach the stage 3 boss at least, so this is what I did. I dropped all the carefulness that I had and just went for gold, just risking everything. Right now I'm going at a low speed, but that is only very temporarily. I was really reckless in this run. Well, at this point. The thing that saved me throughout this ordeal was definitely my barrier spell. That really saved my butt. Now there are these annoying frog tarts again. As I've said, the worst enemies. I did a little move there. Maybe you saw it when Cotton did a little looping. She does that on her own, I think, but only under certain conditions, I think. You have to have very low health and maybe something else. I don't know exactly. Now these are ladies with swords coming out of their heads, spewing out lettuce. Wow. I guess this game tells us that fruits and vegetables are the devil. You should eat candy instead. Now we're pretty much at the end of the video. I just barely made it to the boss, I think. So that was it. I'm Gesh86. This was Panorama Cotton. Bis bald.